so I reserve the right to do a follow-up on this. In Virginia's question, I want to know the politics on why you would or why you wouldn't co-author a bill like HB2, and then the rest of her question was, what is some of the pro-life legislation you would lead on for both of you?
That was directed to Representative Crownhofer. Should we go first, please?
I'm sorry, yes, I was asking about HB2, like what the politics involved in co-signing or not co-signing on something like that.
You have to stand in line to be the author. And usually, I deal with the appropriations and I deal with energy. So you usually don't go out of your territory, but they know I'm there. I have a 100% voting record with pro-life. I also have worked very hard on expanded newborn screening. So we don't just care about babies until the day they're born and then to hell with them. We care about babies after they're born. We want all Texans to have a good start. I was able to author the expanded newborn screening, and that is rare genetic diseases that with a simple medical treatment will prevent death or prevent them being disabled or prevent them from being mentally challenged the rest of their lives. That is the legacy that I value so much. Since we expanded the newborn screening, they have done a study, and it has saved over 500 babies' lives. And one of those babies lives, and now is a little 4-year-old, lives right here in Denton, Texas. So her grandmother came to visit me and to thank me for that. So we do value life. We value life before birth. We value life after birth. And we want all new Texans to have a great start. So, does that answer your question?
Thank you. I was curious, what is the next step in pro-life legislation?
Well, like this dust up, people have become very angry. I know some of them have said that you guys if we've got multiple pro-life groups, get your act together, speak with one voice. And a lot of it, I hate to say it, but it's about fundraising. So a lot of it's about fundraising. A lot of it's about lawyers wanting to have a piece of the pie. So we really, a house divided. Republicans need to work together, but our pro-life groups have a responsibility to try to work. We can't go off on two directions and win. When we go off on two directions, we've got Democrats to deal with here too, and they are not helpful on this issue, I will guarantee. I will say I stood on the House floor all those hours. One night we stayed up until, I think it was the pro-life thing in the House.
I find it interesting that we talk about how we've got to fight the Democrats on this. When according to that scorecard, there were 2 Democrats that scored higher than her on the pro-life issue. What do we do next? Well, House Bill 2 was a great pro-life legislation. It had 3 components to it. Number 1, it immediately saved babies' lives. Number 2, it cut at the underpinnings of the Roe v. Wade decision for the long-term goal of getting that changed. But number 3, and maybe more importantly, although you need all 3 components, it was able to move the cultural conversation forward. It wasn't about, well, is the baby here, is the baby here, is the baby here? We've had that discussion for decades. What it did was it introduced fetal pain, new scientific research that shows this is a living organism. It's a human being. The science is backing what we didn't have 40 years ago. So I would be looking for something that might have those similar 3 components. Something that can immediately save babies' lives as soon as it's enacted. Something that can continue to chip away at the Roe v. Wade Supreme Court decision, and something that can move the cultural conversation forward again. That would be where I would be looking to move with that. I have limited time here. I'm glad she brought up the newborn screening. That was actually one of the bills that I testified against in committee that she authored. It wasn't about the screening. I have 6 kids. We've done expanded screening before it was mandated. It's about the legislature getting in between the doctor-patient relationship. I had 5.
All right, guys, we're gonna